Hey, what's up guys? So recently I teamed up with some scientists and found the key to eternal life. And this is all you have to do. Basically you just... And then other than that, just a glass of orange juice a day and you'll live forever. The sweet taste of eternity. If you don't expect this level of goofiness from me at this point, I don't know what to tell you. Guys, this is a spoiler-free review, so don't worry. I won't be mentioning anything that is pertinent information to the plot of the film. Moving on. So today we're doing my review for Top Gun Maverick. And let me just get this out of the way right up front. If this is as far as you want to watch, my score, 10 out of 10. I've only ever given that score to, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 movies off the top of my head. I gave Jaws a 10 out of 10. I gave the first Jurassic Park in 1993 a 10 out of 10. I gave Titanic a 10 out of 10. Off the top of my head, those are the only ones I could think of. I'm sure there's 2 or 3 more, but add Top Gun Maverick to the list. It is a perfect film. Now let's go over why. So for those of you that don't know the story of Top Gun, this is a sequel to the 1986 film Top Gun. And let me give you a rundown of that premise. The Top Gun Naval Fighter Weapons School is where the best of the best train to refine their elite flying skills. When hotshot fighter pilot Maverick, played by Tom Cruise, is sent to the school, his reckless attitude and cocky demeanor put him at odds with other pilots, especially the cool and collected Iceman, played by Val Kilmer. But Maverick isn't only competing to be the top fighter pilot, he's also fighting for the attention of the beautiful flight instructor, Charlotte Blackwood. So that was basically the plot of the first film, and I'm not gonna ruin it for you because quite frankly, it is worth a watch and it's on Netflix. Now let's jump into the review.
You should be at least a 2-star admiral by now. Yet here you are. Captain. Why is that?
It's one of life's mysteries, sir.
Here are my reasons for giving Top Gun Maverick a perfect 10 out of 10. Now, if you've seen the first Top Gun, this film is going to have a little more meaning to you, but one of the cool things about the film is, if you've never seen the first Top Gun, you are still going to fall in love with this movie. That said, you will definitely be rewarded for doing your homework and watching the first one. About half of the characters here have direct tie-ins with what happens in the first film, and the payoff is fantastic. Another reason that I love this film is that the new characters are fantastic. I love their flaws, I love their strengths, I love their perspectives and points of view. Each role is played with an obvious care and attention to detail for each individual character. They are 3D fleshed out characters. However, they're also 2Ds in the best ways. And what I mean by that is that they are stereotypically the characters that they're supposed to be. This film is an 80s film through and through.
The end is inevitable, Maverick. Your kind is headed for extinction.
Maybe so, sir. But not today.
Everything about it, from the aesthetic to the design to the energy to the pacing, it all screams 80s and it is fantastic. That doesn't mean it looks 80s and that doesn't mean it sounds 80s. All it means is that it catches the spirit of the 80s so well. Another reason that I love this film, and this is an interesting one and it might piss off some of my viewers, but as a minority in this country, I haven't felt proud of this flag of ours since 2016. This film made me proud of our flag again. It's such an important message to send that we are all fighting for something together. And I've always been a person who believes in together. I can't stand the idea of us being apart as a society. I don't like that. And this film really truly is about being together. And I really love that part of this movie. I really love that message. Another thing that this film did that was shocking for me, it had a surprise ending in the sense that I had never seen this ending before. You have to understand, every movie you've ever watched, you've seen pieces of it elsewhere. Like, it's very, very hard to find original films. except from our top directors. I'm talking about our Chris Nolans, our James Camerons. Unless you're one of these types, it's so hard to come up with something brand new, but damn it, the last 20 minutes of this film did something that no military film has ever done before. I don't know why nobody had ever thought of this, but it was absolutely brilliant. And speaking of that last 20 minutes of the film, I mean, when I tell you that I was on the edge of my seat, literally my legs shaking, my hands together, I was just so like nervous. It was so intense. It was so just, there was so much adrenaline and the whole film was just such a fucking rush that you couldn't help but smile through the whole damn thing. This film is about extremes, and that goes for your emotions as well. You are either insanely giddy and happy, or you are insanely sad, or you are insanely just into it. Like, and there's just your concentration. You're not talking to your friends during this one. You don't care. You forget that anybody else is even there. You're so sucked into this damn movie. It's pretty unfucking believable. Speaking of intensity, the action is just holy hell. The dogfights in this film are I'm still having trouble wrapping my brain around some of the dogfights and some of the maneuvers and some of the techniques. Again, things happen in this film that have never been done in a military film before, and it is incredible to watch. And one of the main reasons that it's so incredible to watch is because this film was shot practically. That's right. They used real jets, real planes, real pilots. And speaking of real pilots, yes, Tom was flying his fucking plane. And it is amazing. Considering the dude's age, how old is he? Let's find out his age real quick. How old is Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise is 59 years old.
He's 59 years, he'll be 60 on July 3rd. In a month, this dude is gonna be 60 years old. It is just amazing to watch him do these things, particularly because of how they set up. His age actually plays an important part of the film and how they set it up and how they set up the respect and how they set up the boundaries and how they set up really everything that has to do with him and the students. It's just brilliant. But back to the point at hand. One of the reasons this film is so amazing is because it's all practical. When it came to the dogfights, when it came to the planes, that shit was real. And when I say real, holy fuck. I mean, you have such an insane appreciation for Navy pilots when you walk out of this film. It's a flawless film. The acting is on point, the writing is on point, not a single frame is wasted. It all just belongs there. And oh my God, don't get me started on the cinematography. And I have one more important point to make. And again, this is something that I've never seen done in any other movie. And it is so effective. It is so simple, but effective. The bad guys in this movie are terrifying. They're scary. They fly their planes, they're good, they're very good, and you are always worried about them. They're bad guys, they're scary people, but we don't know who the fuck they are. You don't ever hear them talk, there is no flag, even when describing the locations, you never actually know where the locations are. It's very general. Is written so well that you don't realize it's happening and you never see any indication of where this might be. Effectively, the bad guy is a ghost. And I cannot believe no other war film has ever done this before. We are constantly fulfilling stereotypes and constantly making bad guys out of people that shouldn't always be the bad guy in films. And it's high time that we stop doing that. And this film so brilliantly just allowed the enemy to be the enemy. It is a blank slate. And let me tell you, nothing is more terrifying than your own imagination. Also, this alienates no one. As a result of this, they can let this film play in every country in the world. Nobody is alienated. And that is just, it's just genius. But that was my review for Top Gun Maverick. Again, I don't give these out a lot. It was a 10 out of 10. It was a perfect film. I strongly advise you to see it on the biggest and loudest screen that you can find. So did any of you see the premiere last night? If so, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't seen it yet, come back after you do. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. And guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can always know right away when I put up new videos. And I'll see you guys next time.
No turning back now.
Having any fun yet?